In this DHCP lesson, we will configure DHCP for multiple broadcast domains. In other words, we will do Cisco DHCP Relay-Agent configuration. Here, you will learn a key DHCP Relay-Agent configuration command, IP helper address command. In this DHCP example, our DHCP server will be a separate server. With our configuration, we will use this DHCP server not only in our local subnet, but also in another subnet with the help of IP helper address command. In CCNA lessons, generally we believe that routers do not pass broadcast, do not believe all the sentences in networking. Here, you will see that router will pass broadcast traffic. Before DHCP configuration, let's check our PC's IP configurations. We will select DHCP instead of static on all the PCs. All the PCs are DHCP client now. After the configuration, they will get their IP addresses from the DHCP server. Now, we will do the configuration of separate DHCP server. On Config tab, we will configure the default gateway IP address and interface IP address of the DHCP server. The default gateway IP is the IP address of the router's Fast Ethernet 0/1 interface. And server interface IP is server's own interface IP address. After that, we will go to Services tab, and there, DHCP part. Here is the place that we will define our IP pools. We will define 2 IP pools. We will set the number of users, then the default gateway. It is the interface IP address of the router again. Lastly, we will save this pool. We will also define a second IP pole for the other subnet. I will set its name, its default gateway, starting IP address. We will add and save it. Lastly, we start DHCP service by selecting On. Now, it is time to configure our router for multiple domain DHCP configuration. We will configure each interface with its IP address and an IP helper address. Interface Fast Ethernet 0/0. IP address 10.0.0.1 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown. IP helper address 192.168.1.10. This is the IP address of the remote DHCP server, DHCP Relay-Agent. Interface Fast Ethernet 0/1. IP address 192.168.1.125.25.25.0 and no shutdown. Lastly, IP helper address 192.168.1.10. let's check our interfaces with Show IP Interface Brief command. Our interfaces are here, and configuration save. We have finished our router configuration. It is time to check PC's IP addresses. As you can see, PC has got its IP from DHCP, but gateway IP is not here. Let's refresh it to get it also. Yes, it is also here now. We will check the other PCs. Now, let's verify the connectivity by pinging from one PC to another. Firstly, I will ping from PC 0 to PC 4. It is successful. Now, I will ping from PC 2 to PC 4. And PC 5 to PC 2. Our ping tests are all successful. In this lesson, we have configured DHCP Server to allocate IP address for the devices in different subnets. We have learned how to use a remote DHCP server in another subnet. To do this, we have used IP helper address command. This is basically Cisco DHCP Relay-Agent configuration.